The podcast is always held on a Saturday, but our guest, we needed to make an exception for our guest and then do it on a Sunday. You're welcome to the biggest study abroad content platform. My name is The Fred Effect, and this is the Study Abroad podcast. The podcast, the reason for the podcast is very simple. We have been through the study abroad process, and so other people are studying in other universities, different programs, and all that. We bring these individuals on so they can share their journey, their experience with us, and how they were able to, go about the entire process to study abroad. Now, it makes it simple. You also want to study abroad. You probably want to study the same program, the same university. These individuals are already studying. So we bring them on and then they share the experience with you so that you know how they went about it and how you should go about it. What are some of the do's and don'ts? What did they do wrong that they would advise you don't do? And what did they do right that worked for them so that it makes it easier for you to also go about the process? December 1 is the deadline for most PhD applications. You could have an opportunity to submit it maybe in January or February. But if you want to be considered for funding, applying early is very key. So most deadlines are approaching. The good thing is that when you want to study abroad, unlike where we come from, where there's only one application window, you can apply for spring, which starts in January every year. You can apply for fall, mostly August and September every year. There's also a summer, which starts in May. And interestingly, there's something we call rolling admission. What it means is that when you wake up today, you wash your face and you want to study abroad, there is a university to apply to. Isn't that exciting? So there's always an opportunity for you. Drop your questions in the comment section. My guest has always been Ben. Ben, how are you doing and how is the UK?
Yeah, Fred, thanks for asking. Everything is fine at the moment. What about you?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's getting very cold here in the US, so interesting. Our guest, will be joining us soon. But Ben, what do you have for us this morning?
Okay, that's how interesting the world is. As it is morning in the US, it is also evening in the UK. So this evening, where I'm coming from, what I have for you and all our viewers is that please, let's stay calm, no pressure cry. Sometimes we try as much as possible to do our best. We want the results, but it seems it is delaying. But sometimes that is how life is. So let's keep calm. Don't put pressure on yourself because the whole process is very stressful. If you put pressure for yourself, you're going to worsen the case. Stay calm, and I'm sure that at the right time, you get the needed results that you want.
All right. If you're listening to us and you're interested in studying a program called Development Studies, there is a university that is having an open house or a virtual session. It's called North Dakota State University. And anytime on the podcast, this is what we do. We share a lot of opportunities. So Development Science PhD program, they are going to have a virtual open house. And when we say virtual open house, it's like, just to explain the entire program to you. If you have questions about funding, whatever you ask. The good thing is that mostly if you join some of these sections, they will waive the application fee for you. Remember, this section will still be live across all the Fred Effect platforms. So you can take a picture of it. You can take a screenshot as you're watching us on your phone so that you can register and attend it. It's called the Development Science Program. And the good thing is that you can come from a different background and still apply. The virtual open house will be on 11th December 11th, which will be on a Thursday. So you can sign up for this, and then hopefully you are able to get an application fee waiver to submit your application to North Dakota State University. All right, let's see if our guest is on. Emmanuel, we don't see your video on, so if you could put your video on, then we can bring you on board. All right, you can drop your questions in the chat. What question are we asking the people today, Ben? Remember that if you participate, you automatically join the draw, and at the end of the session, we'll be selecting one person who the team will mentor to go through the process. Remember that the Fred Effect team is the only team that assists people with high school and diploma to apply for bachelor's degree degree for free. And we've assisted a lot of people. One day, I think we should bring some of them on so that they can come and share their journey or their experience with the Fred Effect team on. We respond to direct Instagram messages. So if you go to the Fred Effect on Instagram, our account is verified. We have over 24,000 family members. I don't call it followers. And you can send us a direct message. And we also have a means by which you can schedule a one-on-one. That is the only means to get to us. Or unfortunately, some individuals have created some, accounts that are using to lure people to come and email them and stuff like that. If you are communicating with somebody via email in the name of the Fred Effect, please be careful. We are trying to do our best to prevent those things. You can also help us to do that. You can get in touch with us via Instagram, and we have a one-on-one session platform that you can also book with a Fred Effect team. These are the only means to get in touch with us. Please, let's take note of that. Okay, looks like our guest is ready. It might looks like we've stressed you this weekend, right?
Nah, you good.
All right, awesome, Ben. So we are all classmates, right? Like,
yeah.
And interestingly located in different states and different countries. It's nice to meet up again. I was asking Ben what position you contact. Was it a geography president or something?
No, I was the PRO and also the treasurer the following year, the final year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got a position. Yeah, and you know, be a name.
Fred, I will continue our uncle position.
I think Fred you were once, how do you call it?
The president of Serious Minded Group.
Is that I was?
Were you a course rep?
Yeah, most of the classes. That's the stage we went to. Apart from that,
No, he was the president for Serious Minded Group. You might have forgotten that group.
Anyway, Ben, let's get started.
Yuma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
Yes, I'm also fine. You're welcome to the biggest study abroad podcast worldwide.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here. And when the opportunity came for me to be on the podcast, I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And thank you so much for honoring our invitation. I'm sure our viewers will be happy to listen to you this evening.
Yeah.
So can you give a quick intro about yourself for someone seeing you for the first time?
All right. So my name is Emmanuel Akli, and originally I'm a Gandangbe, and I think I have been to different, part of the region. Went to junior high in how do you call it? In the Greater Accra region. Went to the Eastern region for my high school. Then I went to University of Cape Coast in the Central region, and I went back to Volta region to work, and back to after University of Cape Coast, I did geography and economics as a major. And after my, 2018, after graduation, I went to Lands Commission for my national service, and I was there for some time. And yeah, today I'm here in the US. I read GIS, Geographic Information Science and Technology at Jacksonville State University. And currently I'm here in Texas State University reading PhD in Geography and Information Science.
Dr. Wan.
We don't reach there yet.
Interested. Hey, boys are going, we do follow your footsteps now. Yeah.
So I currently live in Texas, and I've been here for like a year and a half already.
Oh, okay. Thank you for such a quick introduction. And I think it's a very strong one. You are building your profile, oh.
Small.
Yeah, so. Interesting. So what have you missed from UCC?
Definitely it's gonna UCC. Maybe we'll say classmates, let's say those 6:30 economics, quizzes and all of that. Then the best hall, I won't say the best, I was in Kwame Nkrumah hall, and we were seen as, in quotes, but I think I spent almost all my 4 years in KNH, and I really miss a lot of people there, and the life we shared over there. Yeah. But I think UCC was a platform where it gives me the opportunity to meet some good people, Latif, Amitus, Eugene, and a lot of people. So yeah, I'm glad that I passed through UCC.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So how was it like combining geography and economics?
Well, so I love geography, and I always wanted to do geography. But also, before even applying, I was hoping to, kind of be an economics, because my big brother is a finance and economics guy. So he always talk about economics and all of that. So I have a bit of economics, that I was like, should I major in economics or should I major in geography? But looking at the bigger picture, I feel like geography was my thing, and I wanted to work with some tools like those GPS and all of that to, and I love to go to the field as well. So economics would not give me that. But yeah, it was from the beginning. I think level 200, it was tough combining the two, going for lectures and quizzes and all of that. But third year, where we knew the system, everything was okay, and I think final year we're able to establish our faith and do what we are supposed to do. And yeah, so combining the two wasn't easy from the beginning, but as time went by, I think we were able to kind of, and linking economics to geography make a lot of sense.
Sometimes I feel like UCC really laid a good foundation in us. Yeah, because sometimes after being exposed to some certain education system, you realize that at least most of the things we learned in UCC were really helpful. I don't know whether you have the same feeling.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, like UCC, I talk to a lot of people and they say the same thing. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So now the question is, before we start everything, we just want to know what inspired you after getting the privilege to work at Lands and Commission, which I think is one of the places most of us would be willing to work there. Upon all these big departments, you decided to study abroad. What inspired you?
Okay, so the interest started from Lands Commission. I was there for 2 or 3 years. And when we go to the field and collect the data, we come to the office and we do what we are supposed to do, help people do the land registration and everything. Life seems to be okay. And COVID came, and we cannot do a lot of things again. And going to the field and things were restricted and all of that. So I was asking myself, questions that what can I do to, that when the world cannot move or cannot do anything, I can still be in my office and I can work from home or something. And I think GIS came to the forefront. And also, before we even finished school, we had these TAs, we call him CEO. And he has always have this edge of traveling abroad and continuing his studies. So when we're in the final year, he told me, man, he's in the UK, on a full scholarship. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's an opportunity. And we keep chatting, we keep talking, and I was asking him, oh, I also would love to do something like that. And what do I do? So he was telling me I should do A, B, C, D. So I think 2021, 2022, there was a contract. They were doing this project of, updating their system, like Ghana Water Company. And I signed up for that as in the form of internship or whatsoever. And they gave us the platform to be able to do that. So when I came back, when we go to the field and come back, I've seen how we are able to, make use of the data in terms of making maps and, visualizing everything. I was like, well, this could be something that I can do, and and I find it so much interesting. Anytime we go to the field and just collect GPS point, and we come back to the office, we are able to display it in map form. Which in UCC I took, GIS course, but it wasn't something that I do, handy or practical. So doing that brought me some joy, and I was like, okay, if I want to go to the to do my master's or whatsoever, I want to go into GIS. And speaking to Wegbebu and some other few people, I think my interest was like, okay, I want to do GIS, and here I am today. Yeah, but there were a lot of things that happened before.
Yes, interesting. We will be interested to hear those stuff, because we want to know all the tricks, so that when we also begin our journey, or those of us who have begun the journey already, we'll be able to incorporate and integrate such tricks to help us to be successful. So now the point is, what enforced your decision? Was it that because you saw some of your TAs outside, that's where you also got the interest, or it is something you have thought of it from childhood to study?
It wasn't a childhood dream. Although, if you ask me when I was in grade 6, which country is my, favorite country to visit or whatsoever, would be Canada. So I think, aside, speaking to some of my friends and some of our TAs and all of that, I think I applied. I started 2018 when we completed. I applied to UK, Sweden, Denmark. I even applied to India before, and that was inspired by Christian Sewell because he was there. Then I think I applied to a couple of countries. I was just trying.
Was it that you were desperate to leave the country?
I won't say desperate, but I also say desperate in a way, because I initially wanted to go, and I have Dr. Emmanuel Otute in our church, who also went to the UK, I think Southampton or so, to study. So he was also telling us that it's a platform where you can be able to do a lot of things. So I was kind of, thinking about it, that, oh yeah. Then I applied from 2018 to 2021. And I was in UK. Will give you admission.
3 years application.
Yes, UK will give you admission, but no funding. I had one of the schools that I wanted to go and do transport geography, and they gave me like 60%, but the 40%, oh man, even if I sell my father's property, I'm not sure I'll be able to, And I asked people, and they'll be like, oh, sometimes when you get there, you are going to find your way out. And I was like, no, if I don't get full funding, I'm not going to go. So I gave up, actually, ending of 2021, when I wasn't hearing anything, until that Malam call came. And
that Malam call, I think we'll talk about the Malam call.
Yeah.
So please, if you just tune in today, we have with us Emmanuel, who is an alumni of University of Cape Coast. He graduated the same year I also graduated. I think we sat in most of the geography and economics class. I'm very sure about that.
Yeah.
And what happened is that from 2018 to 2021, he started putting in applications, but we will say to no avail. However, it got to a time he felt like giving up, but he didn't. He pursued his purpose, and here he is now in the States, not just studying masters, but rather studying PhD as well. So very soon he will come back home, and you can't call him Emmanuel again. You have to call him Doc. How's the feeling? How will be the feeling like?
Well, let's see. When we get there, we'll see how the feeling is. For now, Charlie, the overnight, research, reading and writing and all of that, So let's get there first, then we'll see.
We see. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Let's get there first and we see. So can you take us through the application process? You said you applied to so many countries, India, UK,
Denmark,
and US. Denmark. Yeah. So how is the application process comparing these countries?
So in my first year, I had I was doing it by myself, and I realized that I was doing it the wrong way because I used like one application, SOP, statement of purpose, for almost all the schools that I was applying for. I only changed the school and but later when I was doing it on my own, I was just wasting money. I was just wasting, I was getting rejected and all of that. And I have to inform Dr. Ima in my church. And after, I think every weekend I go to his place and he'll take me through the process. But even with that, that is when we even got the 60%, 60% funding. But I think the application process requires a lot of commitment. Commitment in the sense that you have to read about what the school is looking out for and the required document they are seeking. And also, sometimes working in Lands Commission or Ghana Water Company, you may not have the luxury of time. And I think my first year, I wasn't committed because I just wake up, go to the internet, read a few portions of the thing, and I think, this and that, then I'll get some template online, try to edit it. Not writing my own story or telling my own story, but try to fit in. And my resume or my, my CV wasn't something that was fit for purpose. So I'll put it that way because it was just scattered all over. And it was some of the things that I think did help me until I have to fall on my Dr. Tute to be able to guide me in that. And the late Dr. Mumuni too was also very helpful in terms of giving me a recommendation letter and all of that. And I have to go to campus. So for all these 3 years, you could see how stressful it will be on professors that you keep going to them and telling them, hey, I need recommendation. They'll do it for you this year. You come back the following year. You come back the third year. Some even gave up. But Dr. Mumuni, the late Dr. Mumuni, he really helped me in all aspects. And every time I go to him, and Dr. Collins and all of that, they were giving me the documentation that I needed. So if you ask me, I would say it requires a lot of commitment. And you need somebody to guide you to begin with. And if you are not determined to do it, I'm not sure you make it. Yeah. If you ask people who have gone through the same process, they will tell you.
Okay. That's an interesting story from our guest today, Emmanuel. Please, one thing that he said that I want to re-echo is that the application process demands commitment. And I think today, even if you don't hear anything, you have to keep this at the back of your mind that the application process demands commitment. And he's not just speaking, he's speaking from an experience and instances whereby it took him 3 good years. 3 good years. So now the question of the day is, how many years? Yes. So our question for the day is, how many years have it taken you throughout the process? So you type your answer in the comment section and you qualify to be part of the draw. So the draw, this how we go by the draw. At the end of the bit, after the draw, anyone who wins stand a chance to be mentored by the Freddy Fair team. So if you want to be part of the draw, you can join the conversation by typing your answer. How many years since you started the application? How many years now? It took Nat 3 good years before the door finally opened. So let us hear from you. How many years since you started this application, the whole application process, that you've not gotten the results or the outcome that you want? So Nat, were you paying application fees for this whole 3 good years?
Yeah, so I was paying application a lot, especially at Sweden and Denmark and UK. It was some selected few, some were just free, but Sweden, Denmark, and I think India also. I think those, and I think I even tried Australia before, University of Melbourne or something like that. I was paying application fee, and at that time I was working, and so when I get the least opportunity, and I feel like with this school I could get opportunity to get in, I paid the application fee, and I paid like recently I was checking my email and I realized that Charlie, I paid more than you know. If I had maybe gotten somebody to guide me, I wouldn't pay some of those things. And those are the lessons I've learned from. But I did pay application fees.
You really paid.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are talking to a man who said he really paid a lot of application fees, and he can't even count because he applied to different countries, and in all the countries he has to pay application fee, which really was kind of stress to him. But however, he didn't give up, and now here he is. So can you tell us about that Malam call?
Well, so as I said, from 2018 to 2021, I wasn't getting any positive feedback, either 60% scholarship or you get admission, no scholarship. And
so it's like you were getting admissions, but you were not getting scholarship.
Yes, I was getting admission, but I told myself that if I'm not getting a scholarship, and from what I heard from Dr. Yuma, they're living in the UK and some new country, and you have to pay out of pocket, I don't think it's advisable in a way. So he gave me those advices and was like, with your credentials and what you've done on the field and your UCC grade and all of that, you can get a full funding. So my mind was tuned to doing something similar without that. But I was getting admission, but no funding. And so, yeah, I think from 2018 to 2021, nothing was coming. And I think it was 2019 when I was going to do my passport that I met Fred. I knew him from campus, but we were not that close, or let me say, yeah. But I met him and he was like, hey, Ojafo. So he recognized me. I was like, hey, Ojafo. And we greeted and we exchanged contacts. Although we have a group where we have all of us, our numbers and all of that, but we exchanged contacts. And I think he saved my number at certainty. So it was 2022 January, I think 4th of January, or I think the following week, I can't recall. And this call came around 4:30, let's say 4:35 a.m. I woke up, did my normal, devotion for myself, then this call came. I was like, this is Fred. But I have a lot of Freds. But Fred, he I think he called first. And before I could pick or something like that, the line hung up. And he called again. And I was like, okay, let me pick. When I answered the call. So the first thing he did was, and it's only few people who knew me at certainty, or people who did geography. Those I did my campaign with, and vote for certainty that they knew. So if somebody should call me certainty, it means that the person really know me. Then he was like, yo, certainty, what's up? And I was like, yo, at this. I was trying to identify the voice and be like, oh, I know this person. I've studied as Fred, but I didn't know the Fred. Then he was like, where you did? And I was like, oh, Charlie, I still dey Ghana. I was like, now passport I go G 2019. No, what do you call Ghana here then? And I was like, Charlie, I tried UK, I tried Denmark, Sweden, India, and all of that. It wasn't working. And he asked me, have you tried the US? I was like, no, but I've heard that it's difficult to get, to the US. And he was like, who said so? I'm in the US, I've made it. And I was like, oh, you made it? I was like, yeah, he made it. And he was like, what do I want to do? And he was asking me, personal questions, 101 personal questions. I was like, oh, I'm currently with Ghana Water Company, and we do a lot of GIS stuff. So I have a lot of I have some experience with GIS tools and all of that. And he was like, oh, he knows a lot of people doing GIS, geography and things. And we can start from there. So he asked me if I'll be willing to send my, my CV for him to look through, and if there could be some adjustment we could do. So quickly, he sent me like 3 schools. I wasn't expecting that quick response. He sent me 3 schools, and one of them was Brandeis University. One of them was a school, I don't know whether in Illinois or New York University or Buffalo University at New York. Then there's one in Jacksonville State University and University of, like a couple of schools that I should, and some of them has application fee waiver. So when he sent me the schools, majority of them were geography related, but the only school that was GIS related was Jacksonville State University. So I quickly sent him a text message that, hey, I think I found some schools that, and I went to their website and they give funding and all of that. So he went through my CV, was like, he highlighted some things that I could change, I could rearrange, maybe bring your education first before work experience, before, and take some few things out. So we did that within that week. And I realized that when I did the application, 3 weeks per and I've seen that my application has been accepted. Then I think in February or January, February, I think in March thereabout, and my full letter came for admission. Then the department sent me, I thought it was going to come with funding, but I told Fred that I got admission, but it didn't come with funding. So he said, reach out to the head of department. And I did reach out to the head of department. So this is the trick. I sent a message to the head of department, and knowing the time difference in the US, he didn't reply on the spot, but he said he was going to reply. But I went to the website again. I got his phone number. So I look at the time, maybe between 8:30 to 9 o'clock, they'll be in office or something like that. And I did that MTN International something. And I called them. So Fred told me I should reach out to them through email. But right now I realize that it's becoming interesting because I've gotten admission. I've gotten this, and that. Brandeis University gave me admission. This one was giving me admission. Then I call him direct, the head of this department, I think Dr. Joe Morgan. Then he picked my call. And I was like, hey, this is my credentials. I didn't even greet myself and say I have applied. I said, this is my credentials. And I need funding to be able to, come to the school. And I have a bit of this and that. I was like, young man, have you done the application already? I was like, yes, and I've gotten admission. So he sent me, I was like, is it possible he can put in a word? Because he wasn't part of the professors who were or the committee that were selecting the people. So he recommended me, because before picking my course and reaching out to him, I've already sent my CV. That Fred has helped me, edit some few things to the head of department. So he went through my CV and recommended me to the committee, the scholarship committee. And quickly, a week after, they said, congratulations, you're listeners, and I was like,
interesting.
That is where, and I'll never forget that Malam.
That Malam call. So just one word to describe Fred.
I think he's somebody who, one word, I say I would say he was my savior at that time. Yeah, I'll call Fred like
Messiah. Messiah.
Yes, I have done 3 years. It wasn't working. And that call came, and it's like it has ignited my, like my energy just came back again to doing this. And I'm sure by then I had a roommate who would be like, oh, you've been trying every year, paying application fee, but nothing was working. But when that call came, something ignited in me, and I took the chance, and yeah, it really saved the day. And so I'll call him like Steady Abroad Messiah or something like this. Yeah. But I think I'm really grateful for that Malam call, and till date, I just want if
It has
it's
changed
listening,
everything.
yeah, I'm really grateful for that call.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And I think you said something that is absolutely unique from all those you have posted on this platform. The fact that you got that vim to call direct to the program coordinator. What moved you? Because I've not heard that story before. You
There's
didn't
this
send
story
email, because all that we all are used to is just sending email and wait for it. And sometimes we can send email and it will be like 2 months, 3 months, you've not heard from them.
So there's always this thing that we always say that if Mohammed, how do you call it? How do you even say it?
If Mohammed refuses to go to the mountain will come
to Mohammed. So, like, I think I don't even know what made me do that. But when I went to, Fred will tell you, go to the website, read, look for these people, their email, their numbers, and all of that, and make sure you reach out to them. So when I saw the number, I was like, let me take this chance. And I was in Lands Commission at that time. I set my side from the office, went straight, got the number, and I called. So I think it was really time for me to get here, because he could possibly reject, or maybe he will be busy doing something. But I think I'm pretty sure something has moved me to take that extra step to do that.
Okay.
And yeah,
so
the miracle
that's an
working.
interesting one. So please, those of us watching us, do you think you have exhausted all your strategies? Now the question is, if you have not called coordinator directly, then there are still certain things you've not done yet. And this is the story of Emmanuel, who got a Malam call from our Messiah, Fred, and he changes everything. And now here you see in the US, enjoying your life. We will come to the life at all in USA. You will tell us a lot about it. But before that, now let's look at it from this way. From economics and geography in Ghana. Oh, okay, no, before that, let me even bring this. Why is it that initially you never think of applying to USA? Was it that you were afraid, or you thought you don't qualify to study in the US?
I think all the people that I was speaking to were people who went to the UK. We had Fosti, who is in, I think, Sweden or Denmark, one of them, Faustina Yeboah. And I had a Wigbebu Reynolds, who was also in the UK. The doctor in my church too went to the UK and Australia. So I didn't have and as I said, I haven't spoken to Fred ever since we departed from, the passport office. And at that time too, I wasn't having people like in the US that I could, I've heard of people who are here in the US, but I think it was my friend Latif who was also trying the US and some other places. But I didn't have maybe a reason to come to the US, because the people I was speaking to were all, how do you call it? Well, in the UK and different countries, no US. So I think it was my one-time thing that I did in the US that God has been able to, make it happen for me in the US. So it wasn't that I was afraid, but it was also because I had priorities like Canada, like the UK, the Denmark, and the Sweden. Yeah. And I applied to I applied to Indian, I think University of Delhi or something like that. Well, because we had a colleague who was also schooling there, and I feel like, okay, he could guide me or something like that. So I never tried the US. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Until you met the Messiah. Interesting. So now, if maybe somebody is watching us for the first time, the person has passion to study abroad, having gone through or applied to all different countries, which country would you advise the person to prioritize first?
Well, so let's say if you are from my background, let's say geography, and you want to apply, I think there are some good schools in Germany, some good schools in Canada, because GIS, geomatic engineering, surveying, and all of that, that is the hub. If you go there, like, but the US is more or less like everything. If you want some of the best schools in GIS, we have schools in California, schools in Texas, schools in, like, it cut across. But if I know some colleagues who are in Germany, some are in Netherlands, some are in how they call it, Canada, because GIS even evolved from Canada, so it's a big thing over there. But when you come to the US, it cut across, and US will give you that platform, that opportunity for you to explore different things. If you want to sustainability, you want to do into economics, finance, and communication. I have some friends who went to North Dakota doing communication. I have some doing social work. Recently, we had one doctor who, just finished Texas State University in criminal justice. Like, it gives you that platform, variety of, courses or programs that you can select.
So what you're trying to say is that US is like, if you want the best player in the world, Messi. Skillful, you go for, let's say, Neymar. Speed, you go for Mbappe. But if you want the three of them, you go for Ronaldo. Is that the case?
Yeah, yeah, we can put it that way.
So US is like Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, Fred, you want to come in?
No, but I disagree with the Cristiano Ronaldo, but that's a different thing altogether. The interesting thing is that when I came from Bole Bamboy, so we met because I was in Bole Bamboy and I had to go and I didn't have a passport by then. I had to go and get a passport from Accra. So imagine traveling from all the way Bole Bamboy down to Accra just for passport, because I was working on the process. And from Accra, that's when I went back to Cape Coast UCC to go and sleep with a friend, and then now get my recommendation letters, and now back to Bole Bamboy to work on the application. So from there, we couldn't get in touch until when I came, and I was going through all my contacts and anybody that I feel like have what I had, because I didn't know my process was going to be possible like that, and it's possible. And I wasn't the best in my class, you understand? So I know people who had better grades than me, they can do it. So I'll call anybody, my roommate Solomon, my course mate Beatrice, Docas is currently completed from Arizona State University. Anybody that I know that the person can do this thing, then I'll explain to them, Charlie, this thing you can do it too. Most of them, they will not pay attention to you. So any of my classmates that couldn't, my roommates, for example, but it's all good. I'm happy that we spoke, and sometimes I'm more passionate about the whole thing than the person. But let's remember that other people too have challenges. Some people are dealing with other things that, and yesterday abroad ground world Najim into and people see the US to be like, and you're possible.
Yeah.
Like, it's so difficult to get in and all that. But I'm glad that call really made sense. And anytime I hear the story, it makes me super proud, because it was just me being in Kentucky rushing for class, and I was like, okay, let me call this brother, and that's I'm happy that this happened, and super proud of you, bro.
Yeah, and one thing is, you didn't call once because I was having my devotion at that time. But when the call came second, first, I had another friend who is called Fred, Atokololo.
Yeah.
And for him, when he calls you, Charlie, it will take you like, Atokololo, shout out to you. It will take me like, Fred, the fair away guy.
Yeah, I know him.
Class,
like yeah.
He's also in Texas, Arizona also.
Like, oh, okay.
You have to talk about everything, like 1 hour, 2 hours. So my plan was, after the call, after my devotion, then I'll call him, then we'll talk. But he called again the second time. And when I picked, I realized that it was you and Charlie. It made a difference today. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad it did. And for most of my study group members, almost everybody, except people who couldn't go through the visa process, everybody that I just can get hold of, I talk to them about, it's possible to try this thing. And, most of them, it has been successful for them. Dockers, there is Jennifer in Western Illinois, almost all of them. Anyway, if you're just listening to us, we are talking about a 4 year, about like 5 years in 2019, that was like 4 year conversation. So people who just came in the scene, the Fred Effect has been doing this for ages. We just and shout outs to Kids for he's the one that advised that I create a YouTube channel, because I was just shy. I wouldn't be able to talk to, like, I wouldn't want to put my face out there. I was just talking to people on the phone, and it took a lot of time from me. That sometimes you can explain the same process to someone. You'll be in class and the person will be calling that federal cassette day. What did you see? Then I have to explain again. And it takes a lot of time to do that. So I was like, okay, why don't I explain this process, put it on the internet, and then people can understand, so that I don't have to spend a lot of time talking to everybody. And now this is what it has turned out to be, the Fred Effect. The passion was behind it from day one. And I'm glad it has been able to change a lot of lives to today. All right. So if you're just tuning in, we are still on the Study Abroad podcast. This is the Fred Effect, and my co-host has been Ben. He's in the UK, and our guest today is Emmanuel. We're all mates in UCC. Emmanuel, which hall were you?
I was in KNH.
Oh, okay. And I think Ben was also in KNH, right?
No, I was in Vaco.
He was in Vaco, yeah.
Oh, I see. All right. So we'll be responding to your questions in the comment section. Just keep them coming, and we'll be responding to them. But Ben, what was the initial question? Once you answer that question, you automatically join the draw. At the end of the section, we'll be selecting one person. The Fred Effect team has free application for people with high school and diploma. So if you hold a 2-year, 3-year diploma for a number of years now, normally we don't want to advertise it like this, because we already have a lot of people we are helping in the line. So you send us a direct message on Instagram if you're interested. And if you want to go through the mentorship program too, yes, the Fred Effect has a mentorship program. We have been through the process. I've been to 5 or 6 schools so far. And I've had opportunity to walk a lot of people through the process for years now. We've had interactions or partnership with ex-visa officers and all that. And so we have what it takes to walk you through the process. So if you're serious and want to do this, you contact the Fred Effect team who will mentor you through the process from starting your entire application, what document do you need, until you get your visa approved. So, yeah, Ben, you want to come in?
Yeah, so the question of the day is, how long has it taken them since they started the application process? Nat, it's coming from the inspiration we got from Nat when he was talking that it took him 3 good years before he got results. So for 3 years he was applying. So we just want to know from our viewers, how long now since they started applying? And unfortunately, Asiedu said 8 good years. He's watching us from YouTube.
Wow. So let's.
Is it that you've not gotten scholarship or you've not gotten admission? But Ima, before I say does in his response, we want to know, do you have any advice for him?
And why didn't you give up, Emmanuel? Because this thing is how do I put it?
So I almost gave up until your call came. That is why the call is a Malam call.
Oh, because okay.
I started up UMAT. I started masters in UMAT, Geomatic Engineering. So the plan was, okay, let me finish. I don't want to just be there whilst I work. I want to be in UMAT and do whatever. So I gave up, applied to UMAT to start my Geomatic Engineering masters. And yeah, so it was that call that made a difference, because.
So were you still continuing the UMAT program whilst applying, or you stopped the UMAT totally?
No, I was still doing it.
So you're in the, okay. You were in the master's program whilst applying.
Yes, whilst applying.
And I think that should go to everybody, that the whole study abroad process. I don't know if you might agree with me. It's not 100% guaranteed.
Yes.
So I disagree with people who say that I'm going to take a loan to work on a study abroad process. Don't go and take a loan to do this process. It's not advisable. I have some work that I'm doing, I will not be serious at that work because I'm working on traveling or studying abroad. No, it doesn't work like that. You can do the two of them at the same time. You were talking about you working at Ghana Water Company whilst working on the process. It's
Yeah.
possible. People can be multitasking. Do not leave whatever you're doing with the aim that I'm going to focus on traveling. It doesn't work like that. I was in Bolibam, but you see, when I came to the Accra at the passport office, that was when I think our graduation was over or was about to happen, whatever, one of them. And so I was working at Bolibam, boy. I took time off to come and get passport. I went to UCC from all the way from Bolibam, boy. You will sit in the car for the entire day and come to UCC for the document. So when I closed from work, I was teaching. Then I'll be using that time to work on the study abroad process. But you say that you are sitting there, you're not doing anything. All you're doing is study. No, we don't do that. Anyway, that's it. So for brother, if you've been doing something for 8 years, it's not happening. It's not as if it's not for you. Seek for help. You've been doing the same thing over and over. You are going to get the same results. Seek for help from people who have done this thing, and they'll be able to guide you. Sometimes simply the document, the naming of document alone, is a problem for some people.
And anyway. I think what made the difference for me was you going through my CV, because my CV was just scattered, but you going through and highlighting some few things and telling me, hey, Iman, could you fix this? Could you bring this one first? Could you bring this and that and that? Helped me a lot.
Yeah. And normally there is nobody who can help them you than you helping yourself. Another kudos is that you were very serious about the process. To be honest with you, I called some other people. I called several people, and the conversation will end up in Fred, and that's where the conversation is going to end, though. But it's not as if somebody will be brave. I'm just here and I'm telling you, say, me know you now call the same school. Like Mrs. said, you can do this thing too. So why don't you work on it? I think we've lost Emmanuel on why don't you work on it? But some people will rather ask you for the money. If we give you the money today, more or less like, fishing for people and giving people fish. Right now, myself and Emmanuel are talking from different states. There was a time that I used to call some people not networking yet. Right now, me afraid you man networking them because I was state for you ma bro chirebano and affect me ma bro chirame. And we talk on the phone, and I'm so happy because we are all in a position where we can all be good for ourselves. Like we can all make it and all that. So yeah, it is what it is. When you call people abroad, don't ask for money. Ask for ideas, information on. And then then you cannot also do. You can do it. Anyway, I'm so passionate about this thing that I feel like, why don't people have this idea? Why don't people? And we are all sitting with the idea that I need to come from a rich home. I need to have an uncle, an auntie there, and come and say, oh, and when they say it looks like taking a car from Kumasi to Accra. It's not like that. Passport crowd nibi. Anyway, let's move on. Ben, any other questions?
Yeah, so Ima has not answered our question. Those who have tried for like 7 years, 8 years, they've not gotten any feedback, any positive feedback in your case. What advice do you have?
So from experience, I would say maybe you could be doing one or two things wrong. Like I was doing UK, I was doing Denmark, I was doing Sweden, just as I mentioned, Canada, and my documents were not right. I was using one statement of purpose for almost all the programs I was applying to. So it could be that you were doing it wrong and you need guidance.
Before you continue on that, people are using the same SOP for different applications. For example, my public administration program at my second school, when you pick public administration, different schools have different concentrations. So my department concentration was public policy, financial management, and non-profit. But if you go to a different public administration program in, let's say, Northern Arizona University, their concentration will be different. So if you use one SOP to apply to, because it's all public administration,
I'm using one SOP. At the end of the day, you will not meet the requirement of one school because the things you are talking about in your SOP does not even align with the reason why they set up the program. So please, it's the easiest way to go. That writing SOP might be challenging. So once I have one written, that's it, I'm done. Let me use it to apply to all the multiple schools. It might work for you. It might also be risky. Let's go on.
Yeah, so, and that is why we have platforms like the Fred Effect. And what made a difference for me was he going through my documents, taking me through the steps, do this, do that, do this. So if yours has taken so long, they said, if you want to go somewhere and somebody who has been there before, that person will have an idea of, showing you the way or something. They say, follow who knows road. So you might probably want to get people involved, like the Fred Effect, Ben, and some other people to guide you and to put your documents together. And I'm telling you, the white man is not like going to take a decision based on your emotions or whatsoever. He wants some genuity. He wants to see, if you really want to do this or not. So get your documents together. And I promise you, when you get everything genuinely together, you will sail through. And just as that Malam call came true for me, yours will be somebody helping you do this, do that. And I can guarantee that you'll be successful.
Ben, your microphone is muted. You have to unmute it.
Yeah, Nat, thank you so much for letting us know. So please, all that Nat is trying to say is that if you think you are struggling, then try and get those who know the road. And he mentioned the Fred Effect to assist. One thing is that we wish to help everyone, but the truth of the matter is that we need those who are committed and serious. That is it. So the more you show seriousness, the more the team is motivated to help you. And Nat, do you know the funny thing? Do you know that Fred also called me when he went to the States?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, seriously, I was calling everybody.
Me now, be stubborn boy. So you see when you called me, we made a try. At least I even went for the visa interview, but I wasn't successful. All right, but I was I was thinking the same way you were thinking. So whilst you were talking, I was very quiet listening to you. So, but then I had also considered India and then UK, and by the grace of God, I got full scholarship in India, and then I went there for 2 years. Then
right.
I went into the UK. So Fred has been Messiah to all of us along the line.
Right. You can also ask your questions in the comment section. I'm dropping the link so that you can also join us in the studio. Do you have any questions for Emmanuel? Emmanuel, I don't know if you have other things that you want to add. Ben, our questions exhausted for Emmanuel. And we really appreciate
the questions we've not even come to our questions. We've not even targeted.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then I think we can continue with that. And when people come in, we'll drop them in if they have questions for Emmanuel or they have questions for us. We'll respond to them.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ima, are you ready? You are not coming to the hot seat too.
No problem. I do for you, senior one.
At this stage, we need all the hints, all the tricks, all the apple, so that we also be successful.
Yeah, we'll try our best to answer to the best of our knowledge. So yeah.
All right. So can you tell us a bit more about your scholarship? After you had called the coordinator and then he did the recommendation, were you to put in different application? How was it? And how is the package? Can you throw more light?
Yeah, so mine was a full scholarship, the Jacksonville State University. I think I applied to the US. I applied to like 7 of them, and I had 4, but one was geography, one was sustainability, something, then the Jacksonville State University, the GIS, and another one too was, I think, I've forgotten the course, but Brandeis gave me like 90%, if I can recall well, and but Jacksonville came like a full package in the sense that they pay your tuition fee and at the same time they give you your stipend. So yeah, and
So-
it took less than 3 weeks for them to give me, the scholarship. No interview, nothing, just a
So
recommendation.
after calling the coordinator, that solved everything.
Everything for me, yeah, solved everything for me.
Wow, that's interesting. So please, if your emails are not getting replies, then from today's podcast, another step you can take is you can give a call. But,
Yeah. But let the call be timing.
Okay.
Let the timing be right.
Yes.
And also, if you are sending a message, let's say on a Friday, there's a likelihood that you may not get a reply on a Monday. So from Monday to Thursday should be the period where you send your messages. Because before, when they come to office, they receive a lot of emails on Monday. Some from the school, some from, student within, some from like a couple of them. So you also be like maybe 50th or something like that. And if they've seen the highlight or admissions or scholarship or something, they might not be interested. But if it is from Monday to Thursday, I can guarantee you one of those days they are going to reply.
Oh, that's interesting. So you studied fully on scholarship, you didn't pay 10 pesos.
No.
That's the case.
Yes. Yeah, that's the case. I don't have to pay fees or anything. I still got stipend from that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you think the scholarship contributed to your interview success?
Yeah, I think in a way, yeah, it did. Because I don't have to go and look for huge sum of, money for bank statement or whatsoever. So when they saw the full funding, they were like, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I was like, yeah. So I was fortunate. I had only 2 or 3 questions for my interview.
Do you recall some of the questions?
Yeah. So the first question was, have you traveled before? And I was like, yeah, I've traveled to Cote d'Ivoire to play a soccer game.
Do you know how to play football?
Oh yeah, I've been senior player. Not too much, but
I never saw that when was on
yeah.
campus.
So I had a picture with me when we were in KNH. We played some game and we won a cup. That was when I was in Lance Commission. So I had a picture. I was holding the football. So when he asked me that if I've traveled before, and sometimes if you've traveled and it's not stated in your passport, they want to think that you are lying. So I printed a picture of me holding the cap, and it was in my file. So I was about removing it to show it to him, and he went back and saw that it was like, oh, you look like a sports guy. And he said, if US is a good place for sports development. So when you get the chance to go there, don't forget to, be active, and it will make. And so I could see the person was also like a sports guy. So my answer was yes, I went to Cote d'Ivoire to play soccer. So I traveled outside Ghana before. And the story of playing soccer and with the picture I was holding, like, got him interested. And the second one was take me through the admission process. And because I did majority of the admission with the help of Fred and some other people, I knew what I was doing. So I didn't allow anybody to do everything for me. I was doing the process with somebody. So I took him through the admission process and how I was able to, and the last one was, what was the last one? What do you think make you stand out for you getting this full funding? And I have to come out and say my work experience, because I was going to do GIs and I was working with Lands Commission and Ghana Water Company. And also I have a background in geography. So I think I suited what they were looking for. And besides, I was going to teach physical geography as a TA. So I think, and I had some good results in my physical geography and some of the geography courses that I took. So I think that stood out for me. And he said, congratulations. And when he even said the congratulations, I didn't hear anything, frankly speaking. Yeah, I went just, blank like that, and I couldn't hear anything. But I was fortunate that my interview didn't last up to 1 minute 30 seconds. It was just and I was ready. I was ready because I wasn't expecting a question like, have you traveled? I was okay. It was part of, those days Fred has this evening session. How do you call it?
It is still there. It is still there.
Yeah, it is, yes. And I don't listen. So I have some of the questions. Oh, what are you going to do? This, all of that. But I wasn't expecting that question. But when he said it, the first thought that came in my ears, I went to Cote d'Ivoire. And I had a picture of the game that...
Who told you, who advised you that print that picture and add to your document?
No, nobody advised me, but I was ready.
If it were to be me, I would have left those pictures on my phone. Oh.
Senior one, I was ready for anything. The moment I got admission, and I said to myself that I'm in for life. So whatever I have to do to get it. So I just, okay, so if they ask me this question, how am I going to do? How am I going to respond? I have to get some evidence. So I had all my papers, my WASI results, all the certificates and testimonials, everything in my bag. So I was just ready. And I had papers in between my files that if they ask me this question, this is the evidence I'm going to provide. Bank statement, I have this, all of that. I have everything with me. I was ready. But nobody advised me. I don't even know what came in mind.
It's God who sent you to this podcast today. You know how the devil works. You see, there have been challenges. We always do this podcast on Saturdays. So it's just like this back and forth, because the devil knows that today you are coming to give information that about 90% of us are ignorant about it, and it's going to help us. And I think you have given 2 important information today, very, very important. So please, don't just go for the visa interview. Go with some of your evidence printed. I'm shocked. Yeah, that's to be frank with you, because it will never occur to me. I don't know if it will occur to you. You can drop it in the comment box. Let's see that. Will it ever occur to you to print some of your achievements and attach it to your files to the interview? If you think it would have occurred to you, please drop it in the comment. Let's see. Try to be honest, though. Yes. So I'm sure that after the interview, at least that day, you slept well.
Well, I think the first person I called was my kid brother, because
not your girlfriend. Are you sure?
No, it was my kid brother, because for him, like, I talked to him, we prayed together about a lot of things. I'll tell him, hey, Joe, I'm going to do this. But Latif, I don't know if you know Latif, Abdul Latif Basi, he was a MEC student. And I think he was with me around the time I was doing my interview. He was coming to meet me in Accra. He came to meet me. And and I called after that, after settling down, getting, the news soaking into my head. I called my big brother and later, some few other people. But I can tell you, the next day before I realized, the news was in geography department in UCC, because I never told anybody. But there were people in the line who was watching our interview, because mine was quick. And when I was coming to, I wasn't jubilating, I wasn't doing anything. I was just, walking normal. So, but if you are not holding your passport, it means that you've gotten it. So before I realized, the news was in UCC Geography Department that Emmanuel has gotten his visa and all of that. I was even surprised. So my girlfriend at that time got to know about it even before me telling her the news. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one. So before we continue our conversation, we have Jafta. Fred, can you add Jafta so that he asks his question? Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay. Gabriel.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Yes. Speak to Nathaniel. Nathan.
Yeah. So, first of all, I want to thank Fred. Fred has been doing has been a great job for some time now. I think about last year. I think last year or last 2 years. That's when I first met Fred via YouTube. So I started following his channel. So then I made it up.
Are you speaking from Nigeria?
No, not from Nigeria. I'm currently in Mexico.
Mexico. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, so I think last, is it last year or last 2 years? I made it I made it I promised myself that I'm going to apply to as many schools that I'll get free application, free waiver for. And somehow, I was able to get at least over $1,000 free application waiver based on that information. And then I think I got like 2 admissions, one with Michigan Tech, and the other one with University of Massachusetts, Lowell. Oh, so I think my second admission with Lowell, University of Massachusetts, I got admission, but I didn't get funding. So I think based on what I did, I tried to email the department and all that. Nothing still went to, So God willing, this year, I through a friend, I was able to apply to Mexico here, where I got a full funded master's under renewable energy here in Mexico. So my question is, I think I've been following Fred for a good number of time now, and I'm actually familiar with the process. But there's something that which I observe: having someone in the system is different from if you are most likely to be successful when making an application when you have someone in the system there than when you're just on your own shooting just random shots. Yes. So yes, I think currently now my program will be finishing on I think because I just started, we're finishing by 2027. And so my challenge now is, how do I now start making plans, or how do I now start applying so that as soon as I'm finishing, I'll be getting a fully funded PhD in the US?
Okay. All right. So I think I can take that question.
Yeah, nice.
So there is another trick that is happening, or I tell people. So knowing that you want a PhD, go to the department website and sample all the professors that you are interested in working with. Do not send them email. Go to their LinkedIn profile, connect with them. After connecting with them, if they accepted you, go back and look at their previous posts. Some of the things they've posted about. Some will be like, if a professor needs students, they usually post it on LinkedIn or sometimes the website, but the website is not that common. But they usually post it on their LinkedIn. Some of them have this portfolio where they announce and all of that. So some of them, there's a link of their portfolio on their LinkedIn. So you can go there and look at the specific people they are looking for. So now that you've gotten admission in, let's say, Michigan Tech, if a professor is interested in, let's say, biology or something like that, you know that, in biology, they need somebody who is into animal science or something like that. Then when you are sending them an email, you tell them that your interest is in what? Animal science. So if you tell them your interest is in animal science, they will now respond to you and be like, we want to have a meeting with you, discuss your experience. So whilst you schedule your meeting with them, you can now be making your research and all of that. And the good thing about this thing is that when you get to Michigan Tech or whatsoever, and you are no more interested in animal science, and you are interested in something else, they will give you the free will to be able to select what will make you successful. You can change your supervisor or anything, but the best thing is for you to get here is the first thing. So LinkedIn is making the difference now. Go and follow them. Look at some of the posts they are making. And the second one I would like you to do is go to LinkedIn, type a name. If you're a Nigerian or a Ghanaian, look for some of the students that are already in the department or people who have attended that, school before. So when I was in Jacksonville, one of my friends who knew another guy who applied to my school needed, funding. So they reached out to me. I went to the professor. I told the committee that I have this guy who is very good. So I went to recommend the guy. After that, they were like, oh, let the guy reach out to us. So I made the guy send them an email. But before sending the email, I have to write an email again, recommending the person that I know this guy and he has done so much work. And I told him, as a GIS person, you need to get like a portfolio where you've made some maps, you've done this and that. So go to the website, go to LinkedIn, type, student from Nigeria or something like or Ghana that are in Michigan Tech, and try and follow them. Some of them will be willing to even share their number with you, WhatsApp number, and you can chat with them. Some can even go ahead and, recommend you. So I think start with LinkedIn, follow professors you are interested in, reach out to friends, and I believe you should be successful.
All right. Yeah, so thank you, Ikana, for joining us. I hope you're satisfied. Okay. Yeah, Kenneth, unmute yourself. And if you can on your video. Okay, Kenneth is not ready. Let's try another person. Okay, let's see if I can add Miriam. Okay, Jefta is not in. Jefta, please, can you unmute yourself? Jefta, can you hear me? Okay, let's see if we can bring Miriam. But before that, Nat, we can take this question. Please, what's your thought? What is your thought on self-sponsored PhD? I couldn't get a scholarship, but I have enough savings to pay fully for my first year. I want to know if that will affect my visa chances. Nat, you want to come in for this one?
Charlie, I'm sure you have a lot of money, but PhD self-funded, Charlie, because when you come, you are going to pay insurance yourself, you're going to pay housing, you're going to pay utilities and a lot. And with PhD, at least if you have, let's say, a professor to begin with, I think that would be good. Recommending that you fund yourself. I won't say yes, I won't say no, but I will say that you have to think about this and give it a second thought. If truly you want to do a PhD and they give you admission, I believe that there should be a professor willing to help you, to give you funding, because Charlie, it's not easy paying for yourself. But if you have the money, I think you should be able to convince the visa, how do you call it? The visa officers. If you're able to convince them, but I can guarantee you when you get to the department will not allow you to pay by yourself. They will definitely find you something to do, and maybe after the first semester, second semester, they'll find you. I know somebody who came here with, I think, only 2,000, but when he came, he went to the department. They got him funding to do so. Yeah, if you can be able to convince them and get here, the department will help you out. But it's not guaranteed. Don't think that from me. It's never guaranteed, but I would suggest that if you can be able to get here, the department will find you something. That one day I can guarantee that.
Yeah, nice one. Let's hear from Miriam. Miriam, how are you? Where are you speaking from?
Good evening.
Yeah,
I'm
good
speaking
evening.
from Nigeria.
Okay, Miriam. Nat is
Okay.
listening.
I my case is somewhat peculiar. I reached out to Mr. Fred on Instagram to ask some questions, but I still thought to bring it here because I also told him I was going to join the live stream.
Okay.
So I would say to start this journey, honesty is a key factor, I believe. So my case is that I am a university dropout. It's, will I say, a very long study gap. My question to Mr. Fred was, I asked if, because I want to pursue an undergraduate study, yet I've started this journey for I've done this for 5 years. I would say I've really researched for informations, I don't want to start this process being blind and ignorant. So I have been on this for 5 years. I've gotten some offers. I started with the UK. I got like 3 admissions, but presently now I'm focused in the US. But my question is, for someone who has my own kind of issue, being a dropout, is it even possible before I even start looking at that particular country? Because I have also gotten an admission to Canada. That was 2023. I was in the process of visa before some other issues came up and I left it. So right now I'm focused in the US and I want to know because I've started reaching out to schools to see if I can even get an offer. But I know that it's not something that is cheap, you know. It's um so I want to know, is there like a possibility? I reached out to him and he has given me like
I'm,
a
I'm
breakdown of what
I'm still here. So, what academic qualifications do you hold? What documents do you have at the moment?
at the moment I have just my YF. There was a time I took the IL 2 years ago and I believe it's expired now, right now.
So you
So
have the WIAC resource, right?
yeah,
Okay, so
rewritten one.
all right, so that's the qualification you need to apply for
Yeah.
bachelor's. But apart from that, you need some other documents. So you need a transcript from the high school you graduated from as well. So apart from the WASI or the WIAC resource, you need your transcript. So if you're able to lay hands on the transcript from the high school you graduated from, these two documents are
Can
the bedrock or the foundation for applying. Obviously, you will need a passport, the IELTS. If you are from Nigeria, then an English proficiency letter from your high school would do. And you need letters of recommendation or what we call the testimonial. So these are the documents you need to put together to start the application. You made me understand that you have the WASI. What other documents do you have?
I have a transcript from the school I rewrote YF with.
Good. So these are the documents you need. However, mostly if you need the school to pay for everything, then you need to sit for an exams called the SAT or the SAT. So depending on your financial background, you can decide to use only these documents that we mentioned, which is the WASI resource or the WAEC resource, the transcript, the English proficiency letter, and then your passport as well as the recommendation letters you have to work on an application. So you being able to get admission to UK, the Canada, it means that these same documents can get you an admission into the US.
Okay. Also, is there like an age factor thing in for this particular program?
No, when it comes to no, there are people who are older than you, but they are still able to. The most important thing is getting the admission.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining. Do we have to pick another person?
Yeah, Ben, do we have to bring another
Yeah,
person on?
Jafta. Yes, Jafta.
Okay, so
Hello,
we are done
everyone.
with
How are you?
we are done with
Thank
the
you so much
questions.
for this. Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you so much for this opportunity. This is my
Jafta,
first
where are you
time
speaking from?
I'm speaking from Botswana.
Botswana.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So this is my first time tuning in. My question is it are you only supposed to get the letters of recommendation from the university you studied, or you can also try to source it somewhere else?
Emmanuel, can you go ahead with this one?
Yeah, so some schools has their own criteria. Some will be like you need 2 professors and maybe 1 maybe from work. And the work sometimes usually you will need maybe the letterhead to show that this person is coming from some don't have, but it will make your case more more appealing, if your, let's say, your boss at work is giving a letter of recommendation with the letterhead on it. So not necessarily, it got to a point, I took 1 from outside. I have my boss, Mr. Ghana. He was a lands commission. I had 1 from Ghana Water Company, and I had 2 from UCC. Only 1 was from Geography Department. The other one, Dr. Mumuni, the late Dr. Mumuni, he was in education, but I knew him and I went to him before for some guidance. So he was willing to, but he was also in the University of Cape Coast. So not necessarily all from professors, but you can get some from your bosses. But make sure that it has a letterhead, and I think it will make your case, compelling.
All right. And if they require that you put in the details of the recommender, then you have to make sure that the individual recommending you also have an institutional or professional email address.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming on. Let's see if we can pick other people. So if you see that other people are able to join to ask their questions, it means that they use the link we shared in the comment section. You click on that, it will help you join us in the studio. If you do have any questions, we'll be happy to respond to them. Ben, let's go. Ben, your microphone is muted. Okay.
Yeah, Nat. So transition from master's in GIS to PhD, is it on the same field or you diverted? And are you still on scholarship?
So it's the same, field. I don't want right now. I just want to do anything GIS, everything GIS. So it's the same field, but I changed schools. I was in Alabama, now I'm in Texas. So it's similar thing, and it made things more easier for me personally, because some of the courses I took them in the master's level. So when I got here, I don't have to go through that kind of stress, and try and understand it, maybe remote sensing or some other stuff. So I think it's a good thing if, let's say, you are taking finance and you are transitioning to, let's say, maybe accounting. Sometimes it's in the same field and it makes things more easier. But let's say from communication, you want to go to IT, you have to start all over again and start. So mine from GIS, and I'm still doing the GIS. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And are you on another full scholarship?
Of course, senior man, if no scholarship, we are not doing it.
Hey, bro.
By the grace of God,
So
I'm still on.
Your life need a full scholarship, so.
So what I do is, so before I got this, I went for a conference. Like we have geography, we have American Association of Geographers. So I went for a conference. So what I do is, before I know, let's say I'll go for, let's say I'll continue schooling, I have my plans. So let's say if 2026 I want to do my PhD, this year I'll make sure I go for a conference. And in that conference, let's say I want to attend Illinois University. When we go for that conference, and I know some of the professors are going to come, professors that I'm interested in, because AAG has a website where they put all the names of people who will be coming. So I know that I'm interested in this professor. I write their names down. The moment I get there, I'm going to look for them where they are presenting, and I'll give them an invite. Or I'm doing a presentation in this field. I know that, let's say they are into health GIS. So I'll invite them to come and watch my presentation. So after my presentation, I'll ask them, oh, what do you think? Then some of them will be like, oh, you did well. But I think some of them will be like, do you have, let's say, have you used this method before, machine learning? Have you used, let's say, GWR? So they will give you methods. I'm like, oh, no, but I'm hoping that during my PhD, I'll employ something like that. And I don't know if you are looking for maybe students. So I did my presentation somewhere in Virginia or something like that. And lo and behold, one of the professors came to watch my presentation. And after everything, he came and was like, oh, you did great. And I was like, oh, he asked me, what are your plans? And I told him, I want to do PhD. And he was like, oh, you can apply to our department. And we started from there. And I had one professor from my school who also attended this school and wrote a recommendation. And the man realized that I'm a solid guy. And, you know, he put me on. So, yeah.
Solid guy. All right. So thank you so much for letting us know all these tricks. So please, it means that, you know, Ima didn't just rely on his transcript or academic credentials only, but however, he tried as much as possible to put in some efforts that has brought him where he is now. So Ima, you have to try and then answer this question for Benjamin. I'm sure he missed the first section, but just in, let's say, 30 seconds. Because in line with just what you presented, he's saying that what are the preparations you made during the undergraduate, let's say skills and knowledge you gained, that helped you to achieve your admission in master's studies in GIS? I'm sure he's also a geography student.
Yeah, so is that his name is what?
Benjamin Mate.
Oh, Ben. Yeah, if you're in GIS, I think if you have taken some courses in, let's say, GIS, you definitely has made some maps and all of that. So what I would suggest you do is make sure you make more maps, because we are basically into making maps. So make some nice map. You can even go to Coursera, you can even go to LinkedIn Learning, and you see Introduction to GIS, Fundamentals to GIS. And some of these things, takes those courses, follow the tutorials, do those maps, take a screenshot, and make yourself a portfolio. You can even use PowerPoint to make a portfolio, to even narrate, you know, all that you want to. So you can reach out to Fred if you need help with that. I can send you, you know, a tutorial link on how to even make some maps and also create your own portfolio. So that you just copy the link of your your website or portfolio and add it to your CV. And whoever you are reaching out to, you can send it to them that you have a portfolio. They can look at that portfolio, will have your CV, will have all the work you've done, talk about your education, some field work, some pictures of your field work and all of that under your portfolio. So they don't have to even interview you. They go through your platform and they realize that, oh, you have done A, B, C, D. So Ben, I think you're on the right path, and just be making more maps. Reach out to Fred. I'll send the link to Fred, and Fred can send it to you and you can take it from there.
All right. Thank you for your response. Philemon, can you hear us? Where are you speaking from?
Philemon, your microphone is muted. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Yeah, good evening. I'm speaking from Ghana.
Okay.
Can you please be stable at one place so that we can talk?
Yeah, I just got to my
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you for the opportunity. I have this scenario. I started with diploma in computer science in a university that was a sub-branch to a mother university, UDS, a campus on Avrongo. Then after the diploma, I proceeded with BSc in Information Technology. After that time, the campus became an autonomous university. So I've completed with, I think, 3 years in top up to become or to get the BSc Information Technology. I completed with a CGPA of 2.78. That's upper class lower. But my issue is I don't know if I want to do masters, and I'm thinking of also doing evaluation for the credentials. How do I do that? Do I make the two certificates as one, or do I evaluate only the diploma or only the BSc certificate
When you're
for
working
the
on the
master's
evaluation,
program?
when you're working on the evaluation, the university will give you the system, especially if you're using WES, whether you're using Spantran, whatever platform you're using, they will give you an opportunity to enter all your credentials. So even if it is you have a master's degree, you can add it to your credentials. So for every credential, they will ask you to upload your, for example, WES, they will ask you to upload your transcript, and then you add your certificate to it. And remember that you would be required to ask your institution to send your documents to the evaluation body. So if, for example, you graduated from UDS, you will be able to upload the unofficial transcript that you have at your disposal to the evaluation body. Now, when you are done, they will ask you to go and tell UDS to either mail, or you can take the original formal transcript, the original transcript, and then it should be maybe in a sealed envelope, then you can mail it to them. So yes, you can add all your credentials. Even if you have masters, you could still add it to the evaluation. So don't evaluate one, maybe the diploma, and evaluate the top up separately. No, it doesn't work like that. Any other questions? That's all you have.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay.
We bring another person on. Senor F1.
Yes, but good evening,
Yeah.
please.
The rest I don't understand.
Who told you?
Yeah, please. Sorry for my background. I was actually driving like a cab,
Yeah, go ahead.
and so
We
I
are
have to stop. Yeah, I have to stop. Yes. Please, I hold a teaching certificate, like diploma in basic education, and I have a degree in physical education. And I've gone through some of the US schools trying to further up with the PE department, like the PE courses. And I've gotten to one of the university, the North Carolina Central University. But I've gotten to the program coordinator for the specific concentration, that's the physical education pedagogy masters. But she got back to me that this year they are not accepting students for that particular concentration. But based on my credential, she has attached 2 emails to the mail that she sent to me that I should reach out to them and ask them if they are accepting. But now that's my fear. I don't want to mess it up. So for this whole weekend, I've been thinking about the right mail to send to those 2 emails. I've tried to look for their profile on the university, but I can't get that. I try to go to maybe probably LinkedIn and check whether I can get access to some of their works and read about them before reaching out to them. So now that's where I'm locked, and the time too is almost close. It's left with just a week for the priority deadline for me.
It's good you are making some progress. I want to ask some few questions. So these individuals who were attached to the email, are they coordinators of different programs, or they are
No,
they are lecturers in the same department, but they work on different research?
they are coordinators for the same program on different concentrations. So
Oh,
the PE, if you take kinesiology, for instance, we have the pedagogy, the PE pedagogy, we have the maybe adapted PE. So
mhm.
she gave me 2 names, like 2 emails, that based on my credential, I can reach out to them and find out before applying.
Okay, right. So those people should agree to work with you before you apply. Is that the case?
Yes, maybe probably they should agree that their concentration are accepting students for this particular
Right.
year. the 2026-2027.
You don't have a problem. I think that it's you just have to go about it, not necessarily thinking about they being your supervisor or anything like that. Since it is that concentration you want to apply to, and they are the coordinators of that concentration, it's just a matter of introducing yourself academically, and you can even link the initial professor who recommended that you email them that you've already spoken to this person, and then they recommended that you email them, and you put in the questions you want to ask. So for example, you have certain qualifications. Is it possible they admit you, they'll be accepting you into this program? This is your transcript, this is your resume, this is what you've done. So it's generally introducing yourself academically, not a long email, because technically even you receive a WhatsApp message and it's long, you don't read it. So not a very long email. Academically introducing yourself. My name is this person, I have this qualification. And then you can link it to you following their research work, and you want to ask them these questions. So for example, if you have a diploma and a top-up, and one question could be that I have a 3-year bachelor's and I have a 2-year top-up, can I go ahead and apply? Do the department have scholarship for international students like you? Is the department going to have an upcoming section that you can join? So these are questions that are already not on the website. And then you can conclude by saying that you hope to hear from. If there's anything, they will let you know. So if you write such an email, maybe you can send it to my team. We can review it for you and see, if you can quickly send that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Just put something together. Start with something, at least. Just write something. Anything that comes into your head, put it down. That is the first draft. Now we can refine it, to suit however we want it to be.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, so Nat, we have a question. Please, SOP for PhD, is it the same as? Oh,
it's gone. Am I the one
it's
that?
gone. Yes,
Okay.
but the person wants to know, is SOP for PhD, is this the same as research statement?
Well, it depends, because I wrote SOP separately, and after I think along the line they will ask you to write a research statement. So they will give you some guidelines. Let's say you write about your introduction, the literature review, and it's more or less like a proposal or a formal work that you have done. If you have done research in, let's say a particular field, you'll be asked to, let's say, summarize it into 2 or 3 pages. So that becomes your research statement. Or sometimes it can just be like a 1 or 2 pages where you talk about some of the researches that you have done. So personally, I think my professor asked me to send, so I sent him my master's research that I did. I sent everything to him. But in the application, I just summarized what I have done in my master's into, I think, 1.5 pages or 2. So I only talk about the literature review. I talk about the analysis, like the method I use, and also some of the few findings that I was able to, or the result part. So something, but I know most of the schools have a separate SOP, why you want this program. And then the second one is, but if they don't ask for the research statement, you can even talk about some of the researches you've done in your SOP. And in your SOP, sometimes if you reach out to a professor and they agree to work with you, it's advisable that you mention their name and, some of the things that you are doing and what maybe you hope to do with that professor. You talk about it like in 1 sentence or something like that. Yeah, that is what I did. And I can guarantee you, Fred will probably be having sample for this PhD thing. So when you reach out to the team, they'll be much helpful in that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Do you still have enough time? Because we are done. I think we've exhausted 1 hour 45 minutes. Do you still have time for questions?
Oh yeah. I think some people are saying you are not reading their questions. So
yeah, it's instead of typing that, you write the question again. Maybe probably I will see that.
Let's see if we can read it. So this is coming from, you're watching us on YouTube. Your name is Carlos. Carlos, okay. So Carlos says Marvin Fred doing justice to Senior's question. And then Owusu Samuel, we are reading your comments. So hashtag the Fred effect. Remember that if you type your comments, you like, you share, you automatically join the draw. Just support. Just click on the like button, subscribe, follow. Just support a brother trying to help other people. I don't know why people find it difficult to just follow or like or share something. Please do that. It's free. You are not paying anything for that. I really appreciate your impact. Dennis, thank you for watching on Facebook. And then we have Jefta watching us. Please answer my question. I think Jefta, we responded to your question. Much appreciated. Benjamin Marty. Benjamin Marty. Okay, Benjamin Marty. I don't know if I know this person. Much appreciated. Is it possible to get admission because I have a chemical engineering background? Obviously, you just have to apply. My question is, I'm currently working in something that is not related to my undergraduate degree. Most people in Ghana is like that. After anyway, so I'm working as a high school teacher, but I want to do masters in mechanical engineering. Obviously, you can apply. You have a way to tweak your CV. Is it advisable to use both DBE and BSc to apply for grad school? Yes, you can. What is DB? Diploma in Basic Education and Bachelor of Science. Yes, you can. So the diploma is a 3-year and the Bachelor of Science is a 2-year top-up. Isaac, confirm this for me. Wow, Botswana. Yeah, we have people from Botswana watching. God bless you, Fred. God bless you to Solid Guy. He's talking about Emmanuel. And somebody is also advertising their data here. For that one, I can't. Dorcas, thank you for tuning in. Benjamin, thank you again. Favorite Smile. I like this name. I'm watching from Ghana. Thank you for tuning. Let us know the time at the time at your location now. What's the time at your location?
1:45 p.m.
Oh, okay. And then
So
Ben,
yeah,
what's the time?
7:45 p.m.
Oh, okay. And I'm also on a different time zone. Interesting. Okay. Then so yeah, I think we've responded to most of the questions here.
Yeah, I think let's show this one. How do I come with an essay for a master's program?
By essay, there are two types. Are you talking about your writing sample, or are you talking about your statement of purpose? Which essay are you referring to? Mostly, the university website will give you specific instructions. Sometimes they will give you a question, ask you to write a response to it. I was helping somebody write an essay for their master's program, and the university started a statement. And then they asked them to continue. I think one of the universities in Indiana. So they write a whole sentence and they ask you to continue with it. So the university will give you specific instructions. Do they want 1 page, 2 pages? How many the font size? How many letters? Sometimes they limit it to 500 words, 750 words. So these instructions, even though it could be in the same school, different programs will have different instructions for the essay. So if you make it that clear, it's easy. So try and check that. Even in the application portal, they could have specific instructions. The application portal may be set up in such a way that if you choose a certain program, the rest of the questions they are going to ask you will change to suit that specific program you're applying to. So once you choose maybe chemical engineering, the chemical engineering have specific requirements. And so the application portal would adjust to suit the program you've selected. And they'll ask you, maybe they want 2 letters of recommendation or 3, or the essay, the prompt that you should write about. All right.
I'm getting admissions, but with no funding. What should I do differently, please?
Doctors, because you are not asking whether the department has funded or not. People should understand that if my brother is Emmanuel and he's studying in a certain school, he said he has funding, doesn't mean that the program I am going to apply to would have funding. Sometimes even stipends payment differ from, program to program. So it could be that in the Department of Economics, they pay their students $750 every 2 weeks. But mathematics department, they pay more, 1,000. You understand? So when you are applying, first of all, email the coordinator of the program. When I was in Bole Bamboy, that's what I did. My name is Fred. I'm in Bole Bamboy. I'm a teacher. I completed UCC. I want to apply. This is my transcript. Does the department admit international students? Does the department have scholarship for international students? So they will let you know if they do or don't. So don't just go ahead and apply. When you finish, you get admission and you don't get scholarship, you can't complain. No, it doesn't work like that. Talk to somebody. And I think it's because of how our education system is set up. If I'm done with high school and I want to apply to UCC, I don't know anybody. I don't have to talk to anybody. Go buy the forms at maybe post office. Do they still do that? And I apply. That's it. Anyway, Halbert wants to talk to Emmanuel. So Halbert, I like the colored shirt. It's nice. Area. Okay, I think the shirt is nice, but the network is not nice. Oh man, I cannot hear us. So let's see if he fixed the connection. Then we can go on. All right, Ben. Any other questions for us to respond to? Then
I think for now, okay. Yeah, please. I emailed the professor and he doesn't not know if he will take some students because of time availability. Please, should I still email or call him or just move on?
So if a professor is indecisive, it could be two things: whether, let's say, your credentials are not moving him that much. Because I think if your CV or you have a portfolio where you have, something that he's interested in, he would rather reach out to you and be like, hey, I want to work with you or something like that. So if you have a LinkedIn page, I would suggest that whatever you've done there, your achievement and all of that, you can go and update your LinkedIn, and you can email him and request for maybe a Zoom meeting if he has the time. Some will be like, yeah, I want to speak to you. I want to hear from, although I don't know whether to take student or not, but having a meeting with you and you being able to convince him about some of the things that you have done could probably, or he may even recommend you to a professor who is even accepting students. So yeah, you might take the chance and send him an email requesting for a Zoom meeting to, get to know more about his research team, and also you telling him about what you can do and what you can offer to his lab or something like that. And also sometimes you can even look at other professors as well. You don't have to work with just one.
That's nice. Thank you for the response. Okay, I think at the moment we don't have more questions at the comment session, so we can move on. Nat, what haven't you told us?
There's always somebody like Fred, that is willing and ready to help. Today I went to church and they were talking about, God doesn't wait for us to come to him. Sometimes he's giving us the helping hand, but it's up to us to make the decision to accept the offer or not. And I believe over the years, Fred has done a lot in terms of putting information out there for people like us to benefit from, and you are not far from, getting your help. So when you are doing it and it's not working, don't give up. If you want to give up, just give it a try one more time, and I can guarantee you, when you get the right information, you should be able to, sail through. So don't give up, keep pushing, speak to the right people. Fred is there, and he has a lot of people on his platform that he has helped, whether from communication, geography, economics, all works. And I've recommended a lot of people. My big brother is here because I've sent Fred YouTube videos and other things, and he also followed, and it has worked. And I have a couple of colleagues who are also here, who are also, because the moment you ask me, I need help from environmental engineering, I can only speak about geography. But for him, he has a team that, cut across. So definitely, I'm going to recommend Fred to you. I'm going to send you his videos. Go and follow him, reach out to him personally. So yeah, and just as we always say, certainty or record, and you're good. You're on the right path. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And we always want to shine light on other some of our brothers and sisters who are also doing well in terms of the content creation space. I love the fact that this time we have a whole number of people that are pushing the agenda that we've gone through this process and we've been able to we've successfully done it, and we're also going to spend time create content and educate people to do this. So Dr. Rich Love and bro, she has been on the podcast. She has a channel. Aaron Inspires has a channel. There are a lot of, I don't want to leave anyone out. But most of them I try as much as possible to get them on this podcast because we are the biggest. So we try to, bring other people on, let you know that these are other content creators who are doing great. Fela GH, he also has a YouTube channel, especially on TikTok. There's this our brother we had on. He has been on TikTok all the time. We have Golden Benguru. She came to speak about Germany. So there are lots of people that are creating content. If you're a content creator and you also want to reach out, please, the sky is big. All of us can fly. Sometimes people see it as maybe it's a competition. No, it's not. We are all creating, we are all preaching the same gospel, sharing the same information so that people can, find a way and be able to, higher education has proven to impact people's life positively. And whether you want to call it a public good or a private good, when a lot of people are highly educated, it helps the entire society. So it's possible you can also do it. And there are lots of other brothers and sisters creating content out there who are doing great as well. All right. So, bro, thank you so much for coming. Your story really inspires me, and I'm glad that that call was not wasted and it is bearing fruit and it's also impacting other people you have opportunity to touch and all that. You're always welcome to come on this platform anytime, any day. And yeah, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I want to say one thing. I want to especially thank Fred. And getting to the US was, an eye opener for a lot of things. And even I remember when I got the opportunity to do an internship with NASA. I reached out to you that, hey, what do I do with this and that? And you were still guiding me. And our relationship didn't just end there, but we went to NASA and did great. And we have our name in the history book or something like that. That I was even the first person from my university at my master's to be, to have the opportunity to work there. So I want to thank you for all that you did. That Malam call really made a difference, and we continue to make a difference wherever we find ourselves. And yeah, we are moving forward, and with the Fred effect, helping and putting out some of us on this path, we are grateful, and we say thank you very much. And everyone listening to me, he's solid, and there are people on TikTok that are using the same name for other things, and I will encourage them, look for a new Fred Effect link and make sure you join him. Come clear with your questions, come clear with your concerns, and I believe they will be there to help you. And Ben, nice to meet you again. I hope one day when I come to the UK, we'll catch up with things.
I think that there was some time that we were all sitting at Felt writing an exams. And here we are on different continents, different states talking, and this makes me emotional. We if you have some friends that you are, it's not competition. Back home, it looks like it also be the first, will be the second kind of vibe. No, we can all be successful. Let's be helping ourselves. There are some TAs back in UCC, back in KNUST. They are working on the study abroad thing, but we in person will be say school we apply be near there. That's a quick competition. Shout out to all of them. The TAs, if you are listening to me, yo, bro, you can help yourselves. If you are applying to the same country, doesn't mean you're going to the same school. And you only will be near compete. And yet the whole world may apply to the same school. So where your admission? And your school now catch what down for beer and also apply and into where your admission. So people should collaborate. You understand? And it's going to help all of you. If you are going to attend a webinar and get a waiver, all of you can come together. Oh, you attend this one, get the waiver so that we all share. There's a strategic way of we all helping ourselves. It's not a competition. Anyway. Thank you so much for coming, bro. All right. So Ben, we do have a collaboration with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of ex-visa officers. The reason why we are collaborating with them is that they have been through, they've interviewed thousands of people when they served as visa officers. And now they are using the ideas, the knowledge, and the information they have to coach you to prepare for visa interview. We all know that now everybody is supposed to attend a visa interview in their home country, so their country of residence. So if you are in Ghana, initially you could have gone to Cote d'Ivoire or Senegal or wherever for your interview. Now you need to go for your interview in Ghana. So you need to make sure that when you secure an interview date, you are not making it go waste. You have to get a visa, nail the visa interview once and for all. And to do this, the Fred Effect team already has a mock session. This mock session has existed for more than half a decade. We've assisted thousands of people, and you just had a testimony from Emmanuel, and we continue to do that. But these ex-visa officers were people who were behind, the table interviewing people. Now they are retired and they are using their expertise to guide you. So if you've been denied a visa before, if you tell them what exactly happened at the visa interview, they'll be able to coach you and let you know that on your second attempt, this is what you're supposed to do. Remember, the Fred Effect team has already interviewed a lot of ex-visa officers as well. They've dropped a lot of gems and ideas that could help you. But use the link I'm sharing on the screen to schedule a one-on-one meeting with the Argo Visa team, and they'll be willing to support you. So basically, that's it. And to get in touch with the Fred Effect team, we have a verified Instagram handle. We want to make sure that people are not getting, people are not contacting the wrong people. So there are only two ways to get in touch with the Fred Effect team. One is our verified Instagram handle. So if you're communicating with anybody on Telegram, whichever platform, please be careful. And then we also have a one-on-one section. If you use the link on the screen, we are putting in a lot. The microphone we are using, the camera we are using, the lighting and the laptop, everything, so that we put in the information to help you. Here's how you can also support. If you follow, you like, you share our content, it's super helpful. And you can also schedule a one-on-one session. You get to meet us one-on-one. There are some information, obviously we can't put them on social media, and also some private stuff you have to discuss. We can't do them here. And so that's the reason why we set up a one-on-one session, so we can listen to the concerns you have, the qualifications you have, and point you on the right direction. And we also handle undergraduate applications for free for people with high school and diploma. We've been doing this for free for years, and a lot of people have benefited from this. Some people have graduated and all that. So if you have a diploma, if you have a high school, if you're waiting for your high school results, tell your parents that apart from applying to the higher education institutions in Ghana, there's an opportunity for you to also study abroad. Use the link to schedule a meeting. We can help you out. All right. Ben, any final words?
Yes, but I've seen that Herbert is still at backstage. Should we consider him?
Albert, your connection was not stable. Now you're here. What's up, bro?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, I like your shirt. Is it like a tailor-made shirt or what?
No, like it's a designer.
Oh, okay. Let's go on. What's up?
So cool. I'm a Ghanaian living in Dubai.
Okay, nice.
Yes, and then I completed 2023 University of Education. So after completing, I tried this travel abroad thing for 4 schools. I got accepted, but no funding. But by the grace of God, this year I tried again, and then 2 schools gave me admission. One gave me only 20% scholarship, the Dean scholarship.
Right.
So I tried to reach out to the professor, and until now there hasn't been any reply. So I want to know if I'm running out of time or I should hold on.
Yeah, it's good you're trying something. If you don't mind to share, which universities are those? What programs are there?
Yes, University of New Haven.
Okay.
Masters Computer Science.
And the next school is what?
Long Island University, New York.
Okay. And you said you have a background in
IT.
Okay, great. Yeah. So when applying to any of these universities, I am thinking that you did not talk to them first. You did not ask them whether they have scholarship and if you should go ahead and apply. Did you do that?
I didn't do that.
Okay, so that's the mistake people make. Not every department or every university offers scholarship for international students. So to figure it out, there are 2 ways. One, you could read that information on the university's website where they clearly state that when we admit you, we automatically consider you for graduate assistantship. But some universities, they will tell you that, like the first university, they would have made it clear that we only offer the dean's scholarship. In that case, you know that that scholarship cannot automatically finance the entire, or you cannot support the rest. So there's still opportunity. Today is, we are still in November. There is still a lot of opportunities to apply to other universities. Here is my suggestion. Please figure out the programs you want to apply to. Email the coordinator, share your credentials, talk to them, ask them, if I gain admission, are there graduate assistantship, are there research assistantship, or are there scholarship opportunities for me as an international student? You have to make it known that you're an international student, because some scholarships are only for domestic students. So if you email them, some of them will tell you that, oh, we can give you admission, but we only have 20%. They are being truthful to you. So you know that you cannot support the 80%. So that school should be out of your rate, your application. Good. And then you continue to email as many as you can. Definitely you're going to get one or two telling you that, yes, go ahead and apply. When you're admitted, we can give you scholarship. Or when you're admitted, there is a separate application for scholarship. Now, these two schools that you've gained admission to, there are several ways of getting the scholarship. It could be from the department, which they've given you the 20%, no problem. The next could be that there is an employment website on the university. There's a separate employment website for the university. So my second school, my department did not give me scholarship. My scholarship came from me applying for a job on the university's website. So I was schooling in one department, but I was working in another department. Those were the people paying me and then also taking care of my tuition and all that. So if the department, the school has a website, normally it's called Handshake, Hanshake, Handshake. So if you are able to activate your university account, you create an account on Handshake, and they'll be advertising several positions over there. You apply for them. But if they don't use Handshake and they use a different university website, you can see all of them there. You apply. Once you have an admission, you stand a chance of being taken for any of those graduate assistantship positions. So I have a separate video explaining when you get admission with no scholarship or admission with partial scholarship, what you should do. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. It has over 100,000 views and all that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Nice talking to you. So you keep on trying, bro. You I mean, you are getting there. You have applied, it didn't go well. You've applied, you've gotten some scholarship. The next one will be full scholarship, I tell you. You're doing well. You're doing well.
Yes.
And you continue to seek for information, everything will be fine. But we are done. Exhausted, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we have to have the draw and then see who gets selected. We have 92 people on now. So if you have not commented, if you've not shared, if you've not subscribed, please do, so that you join, and then let's get like maybe 100 people and we can have the draw now. All right. So
Fred,
let's
so
see.
quickly attend to this one for me before Black come and beat me.
Black underscore 77 says that. How
Yeah,
do
he
I
says I always overlook his question.
No, we are not overlooking. It's not intentional, Black. So how do I apply to Wayne State University? Because I'm currently a student at Technical University in third year. Black, I think we need some clarifications here. Do you want to apply as a transfer student? Because you said you are Technical. Are you studying a 4-year bachelor's, or you're doing like a 3-year diploma from TTU? If you're able to get us this information, we'll be able to help you. So I need to understand whether you want to apply for master's, apply for undergrad, because you mentioned that you're currently in third year. Third year means if you're going for 4 years, you are not yet done. But if you're going for 3 years, you're almost done. So we need some clarifications in order to respond to this question, bro. Okay. Let's see. We have 96 people, so we need 4 more people. Let's make it 100, and then we can start having the draw. So if you are new and you just joined us, this is a podcast we do every Saturday, but we needed to accommodate our guests. That's why we decided to move it to Sunday this week. But every week is on Saturday. What we are doing is simple. Ben has been through the study abroad process. Fred has been through the study abroad process. There are a lot of other people who are studying abroad. You are wondering how they did it. So we invite them on ask them the scholarships they applied for, how they worked on their school applications, the challenges they had, their triumph and all that, and how they were able to get to where they are successfully, especially, with their visa acquisition and all that. So every Saturday, tune in, and we have been sharing, a lot of ideas and information to help you. The Fred Effect is like, we have an account on X. Just search for the Fred Effect. Is verified. We are almost like 50,000 followers on X. On YouTube, we are the biggest. We have about 180,000 family members. This is huge, and this has been a lot of work which we have put in for more than half a decade. So we have the credibility. We have been doing this for years, and on TikTok, we are 174,000 family members. On Facebook, we just reached 140,000 family members, and on Instagram, we are like 23,000. So the quickest way to get a response, if you want to reach out to us, is via our Instagram verified handle. Just send us a message. My team will quickly respond to you, and you can also schedule a one-on-one session. Okay, we have 97 people. Let's get to have their draw. Okay. Okay. The Smiling God 8. All right. The Smiling God. So you are the one being selected today. Congrats on that. Can somebody type congrats to Smiling God? I don't know how you can be smiling and you're a God at the same time, but anyway. Yeah, so send us a direct message on Instagram, the Smiling God. We take it from there. But it's been a great session. We will meet on Saturday with another insightful section to come your way.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So everyone, glad you tuned in. This has been the Fred Effect. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. And please be positive and know that everything will be fine. We'll see you next week.